cause more damage to the environment than even your cousins and brothers and sisters who you are shouting, "Go fire, they are bad people." You, ladies and gentlemen, are likely even worse than they are. What are we talking about this morning? We are talking about single-use plastics this morning. Let me say that again. Single-use plastics. That's what we're talking about this morning. And to put it in emphasis, your straws, even your pet bottles where you have your favorite soft drinks and whatnot, they fall under this category. Your sachet water fall under this category. You know why? Because as soon as you're done using them, 90% of the time you throw them away. Even those cans that you see recyclable, most people don't do that, particularly in this state, particularly in this country. No, we just throw them away into the gutters. A lot of you this morning, in fact, one who sat down with me on the way here did the same thing. He drank his water, and as the vehicle moved, he just threw it outside. No conscience munchins. Take a listen to this.
Madiama in Rivers State, Nigeria. You can't miss Madiama Creek, Rivers State, and more so, a closer look at actions taken so far to tackle it. Madiama Creek, a vital inland waterway located within the Port Harcourt metropolis, Rivers State, Nigeria, is a big part of the waterways in the Niger Delta. It comes from the upper part where the Bonny River flows into the sea. The water in the creek is influenced by both salty ocean water and fresh water from streams and floods. The Madiama Creek flows through several communities including Rumobiakani, Miniewa, Oginigba, Moji and Okujago. These communities reside along the banks and utilize the creek for various purposes including fishing, which is a primary source of income for the people.
A riversman, as you know us, we like hanging between the waterfront. We like staying there, looking at the water. But because of this refuse and debris, most time we find it difficult to go in. Even when you paddle your boat, those things will inconvenience you.
Sometimes a day, if we go to fishing, sometimes if we have a lot by His grace, sometimes we get 20,000, 30,000. Now, to get 10,000 or 5,000 is very hard because you definitely must avoid all these debts before you find a neat place before you put your net. So that is the problem.
For the fisherman, smart, outrage, he's also watched over time as the once clean, clear water where he had carried out fishing activities over the years turned dirty due to plastics and other forms of waste. Fishing quickly became a struggle of sieving through plastic waste in the creek.
Most every day, from different places or from all the gutters from my one and Kubira Valley, all these sides, all the deaths from that side disturb our area. Most every day we can't fish. We are suffering about this death. Death is so much that we can't fish.
For every fishing activity, Mr. Altrade and his colleagues would have to worry about the likelihood of their fishing nets breaking. Fishing is their only means of survival.
You see this waterproof, when current they tear the net. All our fishing nets, all this waterproof, they tear most of them. So all those things, they give us on that problem. So that's why they suffer much.
The United Nations Environment Programme, UNEP, says every year around 19 to 23 million tons of plastic waste leak into the world's water ecosystems. That's the equivalent of 2,000 waste disposal trucks of plastic being dumped into the seas, rivers, and lakes every day, posing great risks to aquatic life and human health. Every year, 100 million marine animals die from plastic waste alone, and 100,000 marine animals die from getting entangled in plastic. These numbers are just based on the marine animals that are found. Well, this is according to data by earth.org. How much more goes undiscovered?
People they drop for water. People away from the other side too, they drop from the bridge. They drop rain. They carry. They come. So we don't talk tire.
According to a UNEP report on solid waste management, improper waste management, which can include anything from inadequate collection systems to careless disposal, leads to a pattern of people illegally disposing of waste in public areas, bodies of water, and natural environments. Plastic pollution persists because plastics are easily accessible and affordable, and more people are using them, according to Ndubisi Umesi of the Nigerian Environmental Society.
A large proportion of post-consumer plastic waste consists mostly of packaging materials. These plastics are inexpensive and durable. As the population is growing metrically, so also is the plastic waste generated, increasing at an exponential pace.
In many cities in Nigeria, most food vendors use plastic packs like styrofoam containers to serve and deliver food. In the open markets and supermarkets, plastic nylon bags are used to package items for customers. Water and other various kinds of drinks come in plastic containers. But how are these plastics handled after use?
It's dirty now, it's not good. As I'm mashing it now, it's not good for my health.
Sometimes when if you come in one go bath, now not go bath again. All the dirty you cover your head. Before you go with street all the day ahead.
What is the outcome? Littered roads, clogged drainage systems, and waste washed into the larger water bodies during rainfall. Oribi Iringe says he has seen the effects of plastic pollution on aquatic and human lives in his community.
Our aquatic business we do here, the fishing, it has not been convenient for our people. Even to walk in the water, the fishermen are suffering it. The companies around too are suffering it. The waterfront is filled. We need the government to have an understanding with these companies because the community alone could not do it.
No, we don't have any place to throw dustbin. Yeah, anybody go inside water, and someone water carry dirty come. If you go create for us where dustbin go dey, if na motor put here, motor will come carry the dustbin, go push and come out for us. But I will not go to throw dirty here again.
Go for up, you go see dirty heap. If he plate it, then they burn on fire. But if it then throw away, the one they go for up or side, now there all the dirty they come. If it they go be like a 20 boat they come, all not dirty they come here. We don't suffer well. We they cry hungry, we they cry dirty they kill you. May they help.
In 2023, the United Nations Environment Programme convened the third session of their Intergovernmental Negotiating Committee in Nairobi, Kenya. Their mission? To forge a global decree to combat plastic pollution, especially in the marine environment.
Nature is suffocating, gasping for breath. All ecosystems, terrestrial and marine, are under threat from plastic pollution. Our own health is at stake too. We hold in our hands the power to correct this destructive course that our actions have led us on and hopefully heal the planet we call our home.
But the threat of plastics to our planet, our health, and our future is of such magnitude that it requires all of us, the global south and the global north, to develop and execute a global instrument that will help us to neutralize the threat of plastic pollution in our world.
By January 2024, the Nigerian government hinted at plans to ban single-use plastics in the country. Nigerians were told to prepare for the inevitable ban on some plastics and the holistic circular management of waste in the country. Lagos, Abia, and Ondo took the lead and announced the ban in their states. About 34 African countries have done this. But there has to be a ban on all non-degradable materials so that people can start embracing renewables, says Professor Anthony Onoja of the Institute of Agricultural Research and Development at the University of Port Harcourt.
Should even move beyond that and understudy the nature of wrapping materials that they use for food generally and holistically ban a lot of them. Don't you feel so close to nature when you go to an eatery and then you carry that wrapped moi inside that leaf? We need to bring back those sweet olden days that we are close to nature.
A lasting solution in the long term, it seems, but how about the improper waste management system in areas where floods during rainfall wash heaps of refuse into larger water bodies like the Amadiama Creek? Another government policy is needed to discourage poor waste management, says recycling expert Ihoma Njemanse.
Recycling is such a huge sector now, but one thing that cripples is lack of access to funding. The government should tax people who produce single-use plastics and use it to subsidize recycling. That is the only way to sustain it. Without that, they will keep producing while the recyclers are struggling to make ends meet.
The actions of the past state's government to clean key creeks like the one in Amadiama are unclear, but the current administration in Rivers State says the creeks across the state are getting the needed attention. The special advisor to the governor on environmental sanitation, Prince Obiohia, says this is ongoing.
A lot of the creeks and swamps are being desilted. If you get to Abacha, we'll look at the creek there. It's neatly desilted, and they are doing this all across the state.
A monthly sanitation exercise is also at play.
It looks like the monthly sanitation exercise is dear to the heart of the people. We are going to send this across to His Excellency, the Governor of the state, to give further directives on that. We will ensure we introduce recycling, because if we continue to use the waste for landfilling, this is not the best. We will partner with private individuals, see how we can start recycling systems, recycling of metals, recycling of plastics. That is going to give teeming youth a lot of employment and generate revenue.
British-Italian architect Richard Rogers said, "The only thought if we are to improve the quality of the environment to get everybody involved." Now, it's been said that an end to single-use plastics will restore aquatic life. Will fishermen like Smart Owl Trade see such a day in their lifetime? This special report on how plastic pollution worsened the plight of fishermen in Amadiama Creek, Rivers State, and also look at actions taken to tackle it, was produced and packaged by the news team of Nigeriainfo FM, Port Harcourt.
This 92.3 Nigeriainfo. The place where
announcement. The Association of Federal University of Technology, NINA alumni, Rivers State chapter, wishes to know the members of our quarterly meeting schedule as follows. Date:
You got to listen to that special about the single use and how it's affecting the in and around the state. So, the first question this morning is: you prior to this expose, are you aware of the dangers of the plastic through the water, the bottles on the sea, straws like milkshake, even containers that hold the milkshake? That seems to put inside this dustbin and wrap it. That's where it ends. 0817923003007 at Nigeriainfo PH. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. Single-use plastic, otherwise known as disposable plastic, is what we're talking about today. Even if the plastic item is marked recyclable, but a lot of you do not. And you could argue that yes, here in Nigeria, people don't have a lot of recycling plants, right? So many of them are discarded. So they include your plastic bread bags. I buy bread. Plastic bottles, you are going to buy your drink later in the day. Styrofoam takeaway containers, which was banned in Lagos. And a lot of people say, hey, Lagos State government, you want to write business for us? What do we do? Plastic packaging materials, aka the sachet alcoholic drinks and beverages. Another hindrance right now. Plastic cutlery. You go to your fast food restaurant. Guess what? It's plastic cutlery. Muriel is in Africa. Muriel, good morning to you, please. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Thank you, Jude. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank God it's Friday.
Indeed it is. Indeed.
Yeah, Jude, there was a time I heard some days that the very first plastic that was produced still exists up to now. In other words, plastic today. And that's a men taken from drastic steps, to burn them. And these are the reasons why the ozone layer is being depleted. Many issues with the weather. This could be one thing. I went further and I began to say, I saw that something that you have to go to the market with your own plastic, your own bag. It must not be a plastic, but with your own bag. When you go, they don't issue together. You go to the marketplace. If you want to buy a you go with containers, they put for you. There are countries that have decided to take measures, to reduce this case. But the reverse is good for we Africans, especially Nigeria. We are so nonchalant about the weather, what is happening to the weather, the ozone layer. We just do that the weather is just perfect for us. We don't know that so many countries are changing just to ensure that this weather is good for us, today. Because most times, I believe these plastics that we're burning, burning things that are changing weather. But do check the elderly man at the side. I stress because these are things that I've seen.
Yeah.
You say you can't even get in place because of plastic. When you come out, plastic will be on your head. If you want to pass through the side, to go to my village, especially if you're passing through the blue water side. There was a time when, the food water is cold, and it goes, water comes to go. When the water is coming, oh my God, if you see the amount of blood this water comes with, it is unbelievable. Both after another, sometimes you see at the boats, they have to slow down, they have to raise their engine, because if they see that water,
it will affect.
Because the plastics and the waterproof just tangle themselves around the engines, and the boat will look at that. So this thing, the and the community leaders and the government should do things. I heard that the chairman, he has to use nets. These nets they are using to catch fish. They use nets and two boats, with that different things, and they'll be bringing them together, drag them until they get to the river banks. They catch them and throw it. So people are doing it. And those people that are living in the water side should ensure that they are the ones that are saying those things.
Yeah, but Muriel, you see, when you make mention of people living waterside, if you listen to that report, it explained how the water, the river goes through some of these communities. So it means that people in modern day Port Harcourt now who will just be strolling around Woji will just throw something somewhere. The people, the plastic will go and settle in somebody else's backyard. They have no idea where it came from.
I know, Jude, that's more. But trust me, most of the persons living in front of those water flows, that water passes through their channel, they culprits to this. They drop it directly.
Okay. Okay. All right. Ola is in LMA. Ola, good morning to you. Thank you for your patience, please.
Yeah, good morning, Jude.
Good morning.
And good morning, Port Harcourt.
Hello, Port Harcourt.
Okay, I want to start first with aluminium. Then I'll get back to the solution to plastics. Once upon a time in Port Harcourt here, and you see that anywhere you go, you see iron up and down, left and right, because there are no values for this iron. But we begin to see the northerners come around and begin to pick those irons.
It's not just northerners, Ola. Let me correct that impression, please, because we know.
Okay.
Yes, you just say scavengers, please.
Okay, let's say scavengers.
Yes.
Now we begin to see people going around picking those iron and begin to make the real value out of it. As I speak to you now, not those scavengers we see anymore. Every person is now involved in selling one iron or the other. You keep your pot of soup outside. Before you come back, they'll pour the soup in the gutter and fold the aluminium and go with it. Why? Because somebody begins to buy those things. And at the moment now, we still see scavengers that are picking. And sometimes in the evening, early hours or night, you see their truck with mosquito nets, packing all those plastic bottles.
Very large volumes. Ola, you're very correct.
Good. Now, these NGOs are agitating for people to do this and bottle water on the water and so on. Why don't try to make a collection center in every city and let people know that for every 100 bottles you bring, we will give you 1,000 naira or 2,000 naira. Put a price value on it. Dude, I swear, you won't see any bottle plastic anywhere again. We only heard yesterday that they will begin to pay content creators on Facebook and so on like that. Everybody has become content creator. In fact, you just wear eyeglass. Somebody will video you and put on Facebook. Because why? They are extracting money. So if we are really serious, let this NGO, let these people that buy those things come. It will be difficult for somebody in Ogoni to transport 100 pieces of 100 bottle and 100 plastic bottles to Choba to go and sell. Take those centers near them where they can give you those plastic. You collect it and you pay them, and you see that as I drink the bottles are finished, somebody is ready to collect it from my mouth to go and sell. So we need to trade it, and that's the only way out.
Okay, thank you very much, Ola, from LM. That's a very interesting take and solution to the menace that is single-use plastic here. And it's a global problem. It's not just a Nigerian or River State problem. It's a global problem. But what's particularly worrisome for you and me, resident in River State, in Port Harcourt right now, is that we are very intricately, and I mean very intricately, linked to the biosphere, to the environment, to the ecological centers all around us. All right, the ecosystem is one that is such that maybe it's because of our terrain, but you take a stroll down, you see a forest. Just drive past Upakuna, bam, you're in the forest. You get down to Woji, like you heard in the report. There are creeks, there are tributaries, there are canals all over River State. And by Elsa as well. So I'm not trying to, as it were, be a fearmonger, but let me share this with you. All right, let me share this with you. Now, disposable plastic items do not biodegrade. They just break down into microparticles that contaminate our environment. So microplastics, smaller plastic particles that result from single plastic use breaking down, pollute our water resources and even our food. Now let's talk about this food before I get to more calls and read your messages on WhatsApp, because it's been very clearly established that some of the fish that we like to eat come in contact with microplastics. And in the ocean, the bigger fish that will prey on the smaller fish are going to take those fish. The plastic is still in the system. The chemicals are still in the system of the smaller fish. About a month or two ago, I bought fish, cut it up, you know the kpanla. Yeah, the one when you want to put inside your okra and your afang so that it will stand like a proper Niger Delta soup. Hey, I bought kpanla, broke it. I opened it, removed the intestines. And then for some people like me who like the eggs, I was like, let's keep the eggs one side. And once I was cleaning out the fish, I saw a small piece of plastic. I knew this was plastic. I knew. It was transparent. It was filmy, but it was very small. They kill African man. But that particular experience has not left me. A lot of you don't pay attention to it. Hey, not fish, catfish. So fortunately, if you're buying, catfish, the fresh fish, the catfish that people sell all over the place, you may not see, nylon bags in the stomach of the fish when you are eating them or as you are preparing them. But like you read, like you heard, the single plastic pollutes the environment. So that means even the water that we drink. Anyway, 017-923-0002, 0817923-0003. 0817923-0002, 0817923-0003. Facebook and X at Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH is where you will find us right on these platforms. At Nigeriainfo PH, at Nigeriainfo PH is where you will find us on these platforms. WhatsApp is 0809 030 6416, 0809 030 6416. Well, good morning, Jude. This is a message on WhatsApp. It says, good morning, Jude. Single-use plastic rubber poses significant environmental and health risk. It contributes to plastic pollution, harming marine life and ecosystems, and breaks down into microplastics that contaminate our water and food chains. Exactly. We just read that. Now, to address this, we must reduce consumption, opt for reusable alternatives, and support the development of natural rubber and bioplastics. Oh, I need to read up on this. I've read about this bioplastics, but I need to read up a little more on this. By taking action, we can mitigate the harmful effects of single-use plastic rubber and create a more sustainable future. A healthy life is a healthy lifestyle. Divine Favor from Rumi Bekwe. Sounds like Divine Favor is actively involved in this. I like the way he mashes out his points. Good morning, Jude. I don't have a problem with trying to reduce the plastic that we use in this country or in this state. But my question is, how? How do you want us to buy our water, our drink? How do you want us to buy our bread? How do you want us to buy our food from fast food restaurants if I want to get from point A to point B and I need to eat? I won't carry plates everywhere. We need an option. Plastics, sadly have come to help us move our economies and indeed our life to where it is now. There's almost nothing you can do these days without plastics. Check it out, Jude. The phone case is plastic. Your laptop is plastic. Even your television, Jude, is made of plastics. That's from IK. That's a very interesting. In fact, as he's talking, I'm looking around me right now. Okay, my mouse obviously is made of plastic. This is metal. The microphone is metal, but there are plastic bits to it. But once again, Ike, these are not single-use plastics, because this has been here for years. The mouse, your television, you're not going to throw your television after 6 months of usage now, would you? Right? So, but I understand the point you're making, that plastic is virtually everywhere, so it's going to be very difficult to eliminate. But the focus is on single-use plastics. Your sachet water, your PET bottles, even straws. It's weird, but I don't know if it's because of the reports I read years ago, but I hardly use straws any longer. Straws, they have. I don't know why straws are so exciting to use. Maybe as a child or something. I don't know. It helps to consume certain products. But yeah, maybe for babies. But I haven't used a straw in a very long time. I haven't. But that falls into the same category. Because 99% of the times, let's be honest, you use your straw, maybe when you're at the bar, and what do? Pim! Throw it away. End of story. 017-923-0002, 017-923-0003. All right, Caleb here says, good morning. That last caller made a lot of sense. If they start to put more money directly into recycling, people will be rushing plastic bottles. People will not even throw their plastic bottles away. The same way people try to collect plastic bottles and reuse them to sell Zobo and Kunu, you will have more people selling their plastic bottles after purchase. All right, Zion is in GRA. Zion, good morning to you. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
We can't do out or do away with plastics.
So
we
something.
can. No amount of talk sensitization. Unless and except with policy statements to guide the move and use and abandon of plastics. The question is this: who have not touched plastic this morning here in Port Harcourt? Mention one person never touched plastic at all. It's everywhere. So since it has become an issue to us, and we need to deal with it, do they recycle plastics? Yes, affirmative. So what do? Get recycled plants. How do we do it? Every ton of plastic you can gather, bring it to the plant. We will pay you. My brother, Nigerians will go around Port Harcourt, pick your plastic, including nylon, everything.
Yeah, but we're seeing them do that already. The scavengers carry the plastic. We see them in huge baskets, huge bags. One of our callers made mention of that. We see them.
That is true. But is that all about the plastic? No, sir. What about the nylons, the cellophane, and the rest of it? I'm talking about mopping it off, plastics totally. I'm not talking about just those guys are only picking a particular set of plastic for recycling or to the business they are doing. I'm talking about a total mop-up of plastic material, so that for once we can save the environment, we can deal with this issue. So if we cannot adapt to this approach I just opined, my brother, the plastic is still littered everywhere. And for the benefit of this discourse, those scavengers, I want to thank them. My brother, if you see plastics which people don't pack, oh my brother, the thing is much. From Port Harcourt here.
And just Port Harcourt alone.
Just Port Harcourt alone. I'm not talking about them other satellite communities. only Port Harcourt City alone. I see these things every day, every time. Even yesterday, I saw them because the prices at them, these mosquito nets, the mosquito net field, I think they say is about 50,000 and do whatever. So that is why I see these guys going for it. So if now recycling plants are available and people can now submit their plastic to be paid, my brother will go a long way to mop it up.
All right, thank you very much. Zion is also echoing the same statement as the previous caller. I think that was Ola earlier on. Okay, all right, we have just about 5 minutes on this conversation. How aware are you of the dangers of your favorite your favorite drink that is in plastic? Is in a plastic bottle. You know, it seems as though a lot of people, and I have to admit, I inclusive, we don't pay attention to this. It's far from us. But a few months ago, you know, I think the chicken came home to roost. I mentioned this a few minutes ago that, look, I caught up on chicken parlor trying to make soup. And then, you know, whilst cleaning out, I saw a nylon bag inside the fish. And I'm very sure I'm not the only one in Port Harcourt who has seen that. I'm very sure that I am not the only one who has seen that. Yeah, but why are these things very dangerous? Let me quickly share that with you before we leave. Why are these things very dangerous? Talking about single-use plastic and the materials that are made. Now, you see, what's the best way? Once again, I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but there are researches that have been carried out in the past, and there's still a lot more still being done, right? That show that when these chemicals from this plastic, when they get into your system, they can act as hormone disruptors in your body. Let me say that again. When they get into your body as a human being, they can act as hormone disruptors. That means if your normal hormone level is meant to be, like, say, yay high, you know, those of you can see me on Facebook, right? Facebook at Nigeriainfo PH, right? Let's say, let's give it a numerical value. Let's say it's meant to be a 2 milligram or 2 milligram per DMQ or whatever, right? Let me use that. If it's meant to be that amount, a hormone disruptor could actually come in place and make either an over secretion or an under secretion. So you now have hormonal imbalance. And then, you know, if you haven't heard anything, if you haven't learned anything from Nigeriainfo in the past 4 years, please remember this, that when it comes to health, right, when you have big hormonal issues, almost everything can go wrong. Your menstrual flow starts to be irregular. As a guy, you may not be secreting a lot of testosterone, fertility issues come through, you may not be sleeping well, you may have thyroid function, you may see that you are eating too much, you're not eating a lot, you may have goiter, a lot of problems, a myriad. And who knows? I think more research is being done, carried out by some of the institutions around here, talking about tertiary institutions, right? Being done to find out, you know, if there is really a correlation with the amount of trash plastic found in our food chain, that's in the water we drink, the food that we eat, and to ailments. How aware are you? Like Zion said, who no touch plastic this morning? Some of you right now, you're about to buy your favorite. Later today, you must buy your bottle of soft drink, and 95% of the times it's going to be in the plastic bottle. 95%. Gregory here says, hi Drew, good morning. It's very disturbing, and it's unfortunate that the governments over the years have paid little or no attention to this very serious problem. I suggest that we go back to how we were using drinks back in the 80s and 90s. Bottles Let us use glass bottles. The factories can be opened once again. Yes, plastic is cheap, but look at bottles. Bottles are easier recyclable than plastic. A lot of people will make a lot of money. Engineers will get jobs, Jude. We need to get bottles back in the factory. There used to be one in Delta. It was Delta Glass. Please, somebody should remind me. It was Delta Glass Steel. Is it Delta Glass Company? On the way to Warri. I think it's after Ugeli. Hey, God, my memory. Please, someone should remind me. Those of you who travel a lot, you know what? There's a Delta Glass Company. That's what it used to be called. Right? Okay. Now, if we can make plastic collection center close to us, like in every LGA, have 3 collection centers, then our people will take this business serious. You're not going to see plastic anywhere in Nigeria. Even the factory produce it, people will go and steal it and sell it outside. Ola in Element. All right, Port Harcourt people. Friday, you're going to have fun today. But whilst you're having fun, please have it in the back of your mind that you need to start to become more conscious of the pollution that you are part of. My name is Jude. Hello, Port Harcourt returns after the break.